Welcome to our tub. Come on in. It's warm inside, and there's always room for more.
This podcast contains adult material and is intended for mature audiences only. If you're under 18, grab your rubber ducky and find another tub. This one's not for you. Hello and welcome back in the tub for episode 209. I'm Mr. Berg.
And I'm Mrs. Berg.
And this week, well, Mrs. went down, I guess we'll call it the interwebs rabbit hole.
A little bit.
And as we've talked, that's come up in a lot of episodes over the past, we talk about the world of kink and fetish growing, and the term taboo. On last week's episode, once again, we were on the AEBN Trends site, and taboo was on there. And as we had said, that's kind of a broad spectrum. So what kind of rabbit hole did you go down?
Digging in a little bit into what exactly constitutes that taboo niche genre.
Yeah, and the term taboo. So we're going to discuss a couple different articles. We're going to look at definitions, and really some of these articles actually discuss how that is growing. And some of maybe the whys. So sit back, relax, and, well, get ready to learn a bit about taboo. Well, here we are, episode 209, and, well, again, as we said in the intro, you went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, as we have, though, talked a lot over the last, even more than a year. It's been a while.
Well, yeah, because that taboo is always within those top 5, really, on those trends.
On AEBN Trends, yeah. And, you know, in episodes past, we've discussed the fetish world and taboo and kink and really the growth of it. So today we're going to look at some articles to really dig deeper into taboo and the taboo world. And, well, so we're better to start than what the fuck's the definition of taboo? And I guess it's slightly different where you go, but it all comes back to the same. It's in the wording of how the definition is. I hopped onto Wikipedia with taboo. Okay, so what is that? And it's pretty long. As Wikipedia, it can get
Wikipedia
a little...
Wikipedia is long-winded.
Yeah, really. Kind of makes you cross-eyed. But essentially... A taboo is a social group's ban, prohibition, or avoidance of something based on the group's sense that it is excessively repulsive, offensive, sacred, or allowed only for certain people. They are present in virtually all societies. They may be prohibited explicitly for legal or religion reasons, and is followed by a particular culture or organization. The meaning of the word taboo has been somewhat expanded to strong prohibitions relating to any area of human activity or custom that is sacred or forbidden based on moral judgment or cultural norms. There's the key word, cultural norms. As we talked, from the start of this show, the topics that we discuss in this show are breaking cultural norms.
Right.
Sex work, though it's the oldest, one of the oldest professions in the world, is still outside of cultural norms for the most part.
Right.
Swinging, ethical non-monogamy, is outside of cultural norms. So taboo is just another part of or area of sex work that is doubly outside of cultural norms.
Right.
Really, when you look at, I guess, when you look at taboo within the adult entertainment world. So it's adult entertainment and it's taboo. So both of those are shunned.
Right.
Oh, so let's take a look.
That it's not happening. You know, I mean,
it's
just,
it's the double whammy when it's on film.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Because
or publicly on film.
Yes, publicly on film. I mean, if it's on film, is it really not public?
Well,
nowadays, probably not. But again, it really, when you dig down to it, is some of the a chunk of the kink world against cultural norms. You could really say that when you get into the BDSM side.
Right.
Restraint, impact play, shibari. I mean, that's all not culturally accepted.
Right. Not culturally, air quotes, normal.
Yeah. PC. Again, when it's inflicting pain through impact play.
Well,
pain through wax play.
That's the thing, though, right? It's perceived as it being the pain that is the draw. But it's always a matter of perception, and you know, for the people receiving or participating in, you know, those two activities or a lot of things in the kink realm, it's, you know, it goes back to those beliefs that it's about the pain, when for those people, it's the pleasure it brings.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not doing it if you're not getting a pleasure out of it, a high out of it.
But it's, you know, what's seen as painful to someone else isn't necessarily the reason that these people are doing it. And you know, it's the pain is pleasurable for them. Sure.
And it's the perceived and the thought of, oh, that's not, as we've said, we were there. Right. That was no, you don't do that. That's not it. Until the first, well, let's try that.
Right.
And then it was, wow, oh shit.
Right.
The experience of it actually is a turn on.
But then there's also been those things that, okay, tried it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not for you.
But it goes back to, you know,
breaking out of that cultural norm to try it.
Right. And kind of that, like, to an extent, don't knock it until you try it.
So we're going to go to this next article that you pulled up. And this is, what is this? What is this website?
TryQuinn, QUINN.com.
Okay. And I've never heard of this website.
No, I hadn't either until I started.
Okay. So
the Google search rabbit hole.
Yeah. And so again, this article was actually pretty good because it really broke down a lot of some of those questions. And the title of the article is, Are Your Sexual Preferences Taboo? What is taboo sexuality? Explore the controversy surrounding its impact on society, the ongoing debate on normalization, and several examples. And this article is actually back from 2023. So this article is, you know,
a couple
2 years old.
Yeah.
And, well, this starts off, right, just like the definition. Sexual taboos are a long-standing source of societal controversy. These sexual practices, off limits within certain cultures, are often viewed with judgment and practiced secretly. And this next kind of paragraph goes into what we had said. They're becoming more normalized. As the discussions around sexual health and freedom shift and evolve, there's a growing argument for normalizing these. Proponents argue that open conversation and acceptance lend themselves to inclusive, healthy sexuality within society. So what's taboo sexuality and why are people against it? So it gives this definition of sexual taboos.
Sexual taboos are sexual acts that are considered outside typical sexual norm. These preferences are viewed as abnormal and in some cases unacceptable, and most societies finding their discussion uncomfortable. Some examples include breeding and extramarital affairs.
So, and in that, like the terminology, so I guess the insinuation of some of the terms,
right,
based on this is what they're saying, because breeding is the term in porn used for cream pie sex. That is, and that term has grown over the last few years.
Right.
And will it stay? Will it go? I don't know. I can see where there is where some people not knowing would take a derogatory stance on that.
Right.
So, okay. I see. I don't know if that in this was right. Extramarital affairs, I think in my thought process, well, no, I'm not about that. Like, okay, that is, that's not right. All right. Yeah, you can be ethically non-monogamous, but
right.
Extramarital affairs is essentially cheating. That's what that is. Okay. So I get it. In the porn world, I could see someone on the outside again being like, oh, well, what the hell? We do got to remember, this is fantasy.
Right. Well, and the next paragraph. While some sexual taboos are rooted in culture and religion or specific groups of people, there are sex preferences out there that may be less deserving of the title. And some of them are harmless fantasy. It all depends on what you're into.
There you go. All right. Look at me. I was ahead of the curve on that one. All right. Well, now this, because we've
multiple times asked this question going through the AEBN trends.
Yes. And this I think is where this article, as I skimmed it, I was like, oh, okay. So taboo sexuality versus fetishes and kinks. So when considering what's taboo, kinks and fetishes are often lumped in together, but they're not the same. While the term taboo has a negative connotation and may make you think of something forbidden, fetishes and kinks are a different story. All right. The things that make you go, maybe we found an answer to what has been perplexing us for all these years when we read. So, taboo sexual acts are, that's your key. That's your cue. Cue it up.
Considered abnormal or unacceptable by societal standards, as we've established so far, like sleeping with your married professor. Fetishes and kinks, on the other hand, are unique preferences that cause arousal and help the person achieve climax. But even these two terms differ.
Boy, the rabbit hole gets deeper. All right.
Kinks are specific sexual preferences or practices that often deviate from the traditional, air quotes, normal sexual behavior. Common ones include role-playing, exhibitionism, voyeurism, oralism, or ASMR, aroused by sound, bondage, temperature play, and tickling.
That oralism, I like ASMR better. It has a better tongue roll. I was looking at that and going, what the hell is that?
No, it's not. It's not oralism.
Yeah, it's oralism.
Oral.
Yeah, I was going to say oralism. Yeah, sign me up. Okay. So, and so there is that realm. I mean, okay. So those are kinks.
Right. Oh, and here, kink is subjective, but the prioritization of communication, understanding, and agreement between partners is universally agreed upon.
Consent.
Yes. These values are vital for adding kink to your sex life in a healthy way. And we, especially when I had the rope tying experience.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of stuff that he had us read beforehand and things like that.
Yeah.
Sexual fetishes are fixations or attractions to a body part, material, object, or scenario that becomes a person's primary focus for sexual arousal and climax. In some cases, the person with the fetish can't achieve orgasm without some involvement of the fetish in sexual activity.
Okay.
Common fetishes range from a focus on specific materials, like leather or latex, to attraction to a certain body part, like feet.
That just adds a little bit. I like it. I like me some feet. So, understanding the difference between the three is crucial in developing a thoughtful, nuanced view of sexual behavior. Here's a list of taboo kinks and fetishes to better understand. All right. So, sexual taboos, as they already said, breeding. Those with a breeding fantasy feel sexually aroused by the thought of impregnating or being impregnated by their partners. Primal play, they may enjoy acting on their most primal urges, including role-playing animal-like behaviors, growling, biting, chasing. Age gap, which older, younger. Inappropriate partners, teacher, boss. Kinks. And here we are. We've talked about this one before, kinks. The top one on the list is BDSM, a common kink. Bondage, discipline, submission, and masochism.
Right.
And role play. Sexually exciting ideas. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right.
Teacher, student, doctor, patient, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So fetishes, and this is where it kind of breaks down even more because essentially fetish is something, well, as it said earlier, with feet. So latex, leather. So those are your fetishes. So a kink is the act of something.
Right.
Fetish it's not necessarily an act of something.
No.
Fetish is more, to say material, but it's something materialistic, something you can grasp onto and hold on to.
Tangible?
Yes. There's a word. That word makes sense. So a fetish is something tangible. You can put your hands on. Where a kink is an actual act.
Yeah.
And taboo is the extreme of the two combined. If I'm going down the right rabbit hole.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be.
Okay. So
but like it doesn't
specifically say that.
Right.
So that's just kind of what I'm saying. And the last part of this article, and it's probably the most important across the board, consent is key.
Right.
Sexual desires and behaviors are complex, but the bottom line always remains the same. The importance of consent, good intentions, and safety cannot be overstated. Whether during kink play, setting up, playing out a fetish scene, or indulging in what's socially considered taboo. Ensuring everyone is entirely on board before and throughout the experience is essential. Right. In an environment where care and respect are required, no one should feel shamed or constrained by societal norms when exploring their fantasies. What's considered normal varies significantly, and exploring your needs and desires in a considerate, mindful way can be a fulfilling, healthy part of personal growth. So consent, communication in this world. There's nothing wrong with having the conversations. And we've said it before, you're never going to
never
grow.
going to fit everyone's definition of normal.
No. And yourself, you're never going to be it doesn't make sense. Like, don't cut yourself short. We're only here for a short time. Have conversations. Don't be afraid of what someone else is going to think. Because as we've talked about all these, as we look at AEBN trends, there's something out there for everyone. It's a matter of the conversation.
Right.
And sharing it. And how do we explore that, or you explore that safely in a exciting, way to determine, hey, maybe this is for me, maybe it isn't, as you said earlier. Well,
Right.
you don't know you don't like it until you try it as you grow. And you know what? You may not be interested in trying it today, but a month down the line, maybe it's, why not? Like,
Right.
yeah, what the fuck? Something just sparked in me.
And who cares what you're into? I mean, it's not like you're walking down the street with a,
Yeah.
sign on your chest saying everybody needs to try
Yeah.
this.
Exactly. That's it. So now we kind of got a little bit of understanding with Taboo, Kink, and Fetish. So I think with that, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to dig in a little bit more. We'll have a little bit more conversations on that. And we're going to go look at an article that talks about how this conversation is growing within the content creation and adult entertainment world.
This episode is brought to you by Cassidy.com. Have you ever wished there was an all-encompassing way to find sexy, like-minded people in your area? Well, Cassidy has hit that on the head. The Cassidy platform brings the best of sexy social media, profile searches, rendezvous, party calendars, and travel all into one. Find and make new friends, share your naughtiest of pictures with select friends in your Backstage Pass, and plan your next naughty encounter all at once. Follow the Cassidy link in our tub to try it out free for 30 days. When you join, you'll be added to our community to get some early sneak peeks. You'll also be first to know where you may find us out and about.
All right. Well, welcome back to Taboo Day in the tub.
TT.
Yeah.
Taboo in the tub.
So the first half, we kind of dug in. Again, as we said, the AEBN trends always has the taboo in the top 5, always. And really, what is that? So what we dug into down Mrs. Rabbit Hole on the internet today.
Because it was driving me nuts, folks.
Yeah. So
what is that difference between taboo, kink, fetish? Because they're all on there separately. Now we know.
Yeah. And again, taboo is, and I think I've said it, taboo is like that top of the umbrella. And everything kind of
Stuff
falls down through there. Pushes
the envelope just a little bit farther.
Yes. Yeah. I think really at the end of the day, that's what it truly comes to. It is that top echelon of that's walking the gray line.
Yeah. With one toe over the other.
Yeah. So as we continue kind of having these talking about this and this topic, as we said, it is growing within the adult entertainment business. And these things are growing within the lifestyle as well. So the next article that you found, and this is from a couple months back on the XBiz site.
Right.
And it's titled Taboo Porn, a look at the ethics and allure of the forbidden. And again, a lot of this is sex work and porn is forbidden.
Right.
It has that feel to it. It has that cultural and societal norm on the outside. A lot more people that don't admit it do watch porn. So the article starts with the first paragraph. Of course, that's where it's going to start. It's the first paragraph.
That would be
Taboo
true.
lurks on the edge of human curiosity, where power, transgression, and fantasy collide. So there's again that word, fantasy.
It's all rooted in
Yeah.
fantasy. I mean, honestly, porn in and of itself,
Is
no matter what
Yeah.
genre, niche, whatever, is fantasy.
Mhm.
Sorry to burst the bubble,
Yeah.
folks. It's not. I mean, it's real, but it's not.
It's not
realistic.
everyday norm realistic, no.
No.
So taboo turns the illicit into the irresistible, appealing to our deepest, most secret urges. Little wonder, then, that taboo content is both one of the most controversial, yet widely successful sectors of the adult industry. The taboo genre raises the question, how far is too far? Where does fantasy end and ethical responsibility begin? And why are we so drawn to what society tells us we should resist? Well, I mean, that last part, as a kid, when your parents say, no, you can't do that, boy, it's like, well, why can't I? Well, I'm about to find out because I'm going to do it when you're not looking.
Right.
That's human nature. And I don't care who you are. You're going to push the envelope. Oh, you
Right.
shouldn't. You can't.
Right, no matter-
why.
Right. No matter what the scenario. I mean,
Yeah, that's just pure human freaking nature. So
don't pet the badger. It might bite you.
I'll be fine. Yeah. To unravel these questions, we got to explore the psychology behind taboo desire, the ethical, creative responsibilities, the legal landmines that threaten its existence, and the financial power that determine whether it can survive. So, the psychology of taboo, why we crave the forbidden. And so there's a tenured professor at Cal State University, Tara S. We're not going to. We already had this determined that we were not going to try to pronounce her last name.
No, it's about
because
16 letters long. And
Tara S. So she's a relationship and sex coach as well as an award-winning researcher. So psychologically, humans exist in chaos and order. When there's too much chaos, we crave order. This is why people turn to religion or conform to cultural norms.
Right.
On the other hand, when there's too much order and rigidity, it gets monotonous and restrictive. So we crave chaos. It's the balance, the yin yang. I
Right.
guess really is what that comes down to. At the same time, I look at them like every bit of what I do most of the time is chaos, but I guess it's controlled chaos. That is how I've termed food service, is controlled chaos. So, and it says that our attraction to what mainstream society deems forbidden stems from this need for balance.
Right.
So, as just, I mean, mentally and as a human being, you're looking for the outside of the norm to balance your life. If you have a normal PC,
Right.
I guess, everyday life, really, you need a break from it. So,
Right.
that is that's what drives people
Well,
mentally.
the next paragraph. So this
Yep.
professor theorizes that forbidden attraction is chaotic in good and bad ways, and therefore desirable on a subconscious level for humans. Some people may relish the idea of being a part of counterculture and against the status quo. That's one of the appeals of taboo culture.
And everybody fits into their group, but yeah, you got to spin off to something else too. You have to have a breakaway
Right.
and something that gets you away from, again, your everyday societal norms. You have an everyday job. That's a societal norm that you got to do. You got to be PC, politically correct. Well, you can only be a robot for so long. I guess, in blunt terms.
Right.
So many argue that consuming taboo allows individuals to explore fantasies they would never act on in real life.
Yes.
And that's it. When you look at that again, it's a fantasy. You're living that out.
Right.
Makes sense from a mental standpoint. Again, of that breakaway. I mean, I'm no doctor, but
Right.
hey, I've stayed at a Holiday Inn a couple times.
Mindful consumption of taboo content allows humans to explore and satiate their taboo desires. This satiation could help people regulate their desires to act on these fantasies in real life. Responsible porn consumers know it's an acted out fantasy by professionals and not real life. However, consumption of this type of content can backfire and perhaps lead to a stronger desire to act out in real life.
So, but again, if that's his professor, she's a cutie. Jeez. So again, the acting out of it could open up, and it comes from conversation, consent, and knowing. All of it can be done safely and responsibly. But, okay, yeah, you need to be able to control that. So, all right, get that. Taboo and power dynamics. So, without going too deep into that, sex, whether it's kinky or vanilla, always involves an element of power. Taken the Darwinian perspective, power and control suggests sexual prowess and desirability. So, taboo content that involves these elements can heighten arousal, particularly for men. And, there's that part of men that are supposed to be the dominant one. Well, maybe there's a submissive side. Likewise, on the other hand, for women. We've had quite a few guests on the show that play dominant roles in some of their scenes. And they're like, wow, you know what? Let's change that. Because now I realize I'm a switch.
Right.
Myself, yeah. I mean, we've shared that. I struggled with some of that dominance just because it was different. But I'm fine playing submissive sometimes as well. So it changes that power dynamic that you may not realize was ever part of you.
Right.
So it can be actually sexually gratifying and change just a whole look or a whole thought process.
Let's see. Despite the growing visibility of taboo kinks, societal stigma remains pervasive. Let's see. Frequent misconceptions about those who consume taboo or extreme content are always there. There's a big contrast between the reality of kink communities and how society perceives them. People think they're all weirdo losers sitting in their mom's basement, when in fact, your average lawyers, dentists, and corporate executives, even your best friend, are also into this genre. And
that just, when you look at that, I can say, like, in our experience in a lifestyle club,
oh, yeah,
we have met and people within the lifestyle that are those high profile, high stress environments. Doctors, lawyers, police officers, like it's not, there's a good mix. There's a complete mix. And when you look at that, that is breaking the societal norms, getting out of the chaos and the high stress.
I guess it does kind of go back to that.
Yeah. When we think about the mix of people within a lifestyle club that we've met over the years, and like those high stress jobs, we have met a lot of people in that. Right.
And it does go back to where it said in this article about, when there's chaos, wanting
something different. Yeah. And it goes back to the power struggle as well.
Right.
You look at a police officer, a lawyer, a judge, medical professionals. Those are people of power.
Right.
So you want that. So to get that mental change, or whatever of a shift of power, here we are. So it's healing in a way.
So obviously this professor has a podcast, and there's a paragraph here. Had many podcast listeners tell me that the kinky and taboo things my guests speak about on the podcast are not normal, quote unquote, or shameful, or that these people are sick or mentally ill. And this professor's opinion, it's awful how much judgment, and actually it's the truth, how much judgment people get for their interest in taboo adult content, even though it's nobody's business. In fact, she warns, it is repressing these desires that can have negative mental health consequences. Denying these desires can lead to anxiety, depression, stress, and low self-esteem. Sigmund Freud argued that sexual repression can lead to neurosis and anxiety.
And he was a pretty smart fucking guy. Like, yeah. So, again, as we come back to this, as this article, and actually this article is actually pretty long, but this next area, a sense of weight being lifted. And this one is actually, as she talks here, we have definitely watched a lot of her stuff. So this is great. Few adult directors have explored the complexities of taboo storytelling with as much depth as Adult Time's Chief Creative Officer Bree Mills. We talked about it before. The stuff that she has done is great. We've reviewed some of them. The Yes List. That was Bree Mills. So
known for her raw, narrative-driven approach, Mills has consistently challenged the assumptions and conventions of adult filmmaking by weaving intense emotional and psychological elements into her work. She pushes back on the idea that taboo content has only recently become popular, asserting that it has always been a dominant force in adult industry.
And here's a quote from her. Somebody very wise once told me that people consume as porn the things they cannot or would never do in real life. I think taboo content has always been about exploring the themes that people don't pursue in real life, but consume in their fantasies. It's the perfect example of escapism. People seek out what they cannot find.
Ooh, Mills's personal fascination with taboo themes stems from a deep curiosity about human psychology.
Yeah, and she goes on to discuss that. I mean, when someone of that caliber really talks about it, it continues to go back to why this continues to grow within the industry and always is always at the top. When you really dig down to the bare bones of it. What is one of the things that we've always done with Pure Taboo, the flagship Taboo brand, is invite performers to work with our team to write and create stories they really want to tell. Oftentimes, they're also featured as actors in their stories. I've been on set for shoots where talent is doing a story, and I can really feel a sense of weight being lifted as I'm watching the person creatively process something that is very personal to them. So they're getting a chance to essentially act this out,
right? Which
makes for a lot better scene. I mean, we've said that before. When you're into it, it's it's just great. So taboo content is definitely something that certain people love to do and certain people aren't interested in. We're always upfront about discussing what's going to be a family role play scene or a taboo scene to make sure it's a good fit for the actors. So again, yes, some people, there's certain things that don't make sense for some people that they don't want to do. But others are able to, and the performers putting that on screen are able to, act out those desires.
Right.
That again are not happening in real life. And then that allows someone to watch it that it's not happening in real life.
Right. And then she goes on to say that they have informed consent procedures leading up to the projects, conduct check-ins throughout the day and aftercare programs in place, want people to feel safe, positive, and empowered. As for the content itself, they have developed clear and robust guidelines that dictate what is acceptable and how far is too far.
Yeah. Because again, there is that line, there is that gray line. And yes, there is stuff that is very much extreme. And a lot of that, though, now is foreign.
Right. But for those people out there that think that these performers are being forced to do things that they don't want to do.
Yeah, that's the farthest from the truth.
Right.
So, again, as we sit here, we've kind of determined what is taboo, what is fetish, and what is it behind it that continues to make this genre grow.
Right. I believe when we just looked the end of the year.
I believe it was number
actually
one.
The quarter 4 and end of the year.
Yeah.
For 2025, Taboo was in that number 1 spot on both.
Yeah.
And this article is actually a lot more extensive than even as far than I got to.
Oh yeah, it goes into the financials and freedoms and all kind of stuff and walking the line. Again, there's a lot of that. So it's growing. It's not going anywhere. When you really look into it, it is that deep inside your mind looking for that stuff that you're not going to get. Or you may not have the opportunity. And it may be different. Now, that may spark a change.
Why did the song Stacy's Mom just pop into my head?
Yeah. I mean, there you go. And, the last article that we can just kind of skim through, and this one is interesting as well as we talk about that, and it's the rise of micro kinks within the industry. So as we talk about kinks, and it said earlier, latex and foot fetish, well, there's a whole new avenue of that where it is more...
It's described as a hyper niche in here.
Yes. And in the world of content creation, well, it just adds a whole nother aspect and avenue. So micro kinks are coming now. And just to kind of, again, brush over that quickly, what is a micro kink? Well, a kink is, as it describes, here's a foot fetish. The micro kink is only liking arches, only liking toes, only liking sock imprint marks, nailing things down that minuscule, that small.
Right. So it says a very specific, narrowly defined fetish, essentially a subcategory of a broader kink.
And right now within the content creation world, those kinks are flying. So that is growing, as you nailed down. Moral of the story. Moral of episode 209. Don't be afraid to explore.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to have conversations with your significant other. There's something out there for everyone. Just because you think, ooh, but when you look at it, guess what? You're not the only one watching it. You're not the only one searching it.
Right.
Have fun. Explore. Be responsible.
Be safe.
And enjoy the shit. If it makes you happy, makes you feel good, then do it.
Who gives a shit what anybody else thinks?
That's it. Well, with that, we are going to wrap up this episode. Got a couple guests coming over the next few episodes, so get ready for that. And boy, shit, we're almost into March, so we're going to start talking about fucking Chicago already.
Yeah.
We're about 7 weeks out of Chicago at this point. It's wild. This year's flying by. Our room is already booked.
Well, and we had an extra trip in there that we normally don't make. So
So yeah, we are already booked. Our room is set for Chicago. We already got some interviews lined up while we're there. So it's going to come faster than you realize.
So we hope y'all learned something on this episode. We certainly did.
Yeah, and
and geez, Mrs. went down a rabbit hole for once.
Yeah. How about that?
Wow.
All right. Well, time to go.
Until next time, folks.
Don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Berg Couple for Fun on Twitter and Instagram. The Bergs on Facebook and Reddit.
Website?
OnlyFans
No,
is, what's the OnlyFans? There's 2 of them.
there are.
Did you? Yeah, I remember that one. There's 2 of them. So there is ours. Is Berg Couple for Fun, but then
Yes.
Mrs. has her own.
That's right.
Oh, and that is
Mrs. Berg.
all right. So you can catch us there as well. You can hit us up on email, thebergs@inourtub.com.
Right?
Our website is inourtub.com.
Catch us on Free Swap or
Full.
full Free Swap, Full Swap Radio.
I mean,
See, you asked me if I remember my
Free
lines.
for all swap. I mean, hey.
On
more
Full
the
Swap
merrier.
Radio.
Yes. Monday at 9 and Fridays at 1. And hey, keep an eye out on those social medias as well. That's where our travel plans and the upcoming where we gonna be is gonna be. So, with that, remember to pay for your porn. Support all the wonderful, beautiful content creators and performers that we have on this show, that we know within the industry. Take care of yourself. Mental health. Do what makes you keep ticking and being yourself. Remember to wrap it before you tap it. Lick it before you stick it. And until next time.
We'll keep the lights on and the tub warm for you.